Hey guys, Paul here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have this brand new full width tail light for Tesla Model Y to share with you. This is the new tail light for Tesla Model Y that looks similar to the first generation Cyber tail light that I shared in the channel before on my Tesla Model 3, but this one have different design to it and it's actually a lot easier to install than the first generation. So in today's video I'll share with you what comes in the box and then step-by-step installation, and then at the end we'll test it out and see how it looks on my Tesla Model Y. Now let's go. Let's see what comes in the box of this second generation full strip light bar tail lights for Tesla Model Y. And here what came in the box. Let's take a closer look. So this is the metal light bar itself. So it connects to both sides of the inner tail light on Tesla Model Y. The first generation that I installed on my Tesla Model 3, these parts actually 3 different pieces. Well, it came with the double-sided tape on the first generation, so you have to put the double-sided tape and then connect another wiring to those 2 inner taillights. But this one, you don't even have to, I don't think you do, you don't even have to put the double-sided tape in the rear, in the middle at all, because when you install both sides of the taillight, it will pull the whole thing, including of course the middle light bar together. And this is the outer part of the tail light which attach to the bottom part of the car. This part will attach to the top hatch of the Model Y and looks pretty cool. Something new to the market. I have not seen anything like this before on any Tesla, and it's really straightforward. You just have to connect these 3 pieces, and then there are 2 wiring to connect these 2, and then you have to run down from the top hatch and then you connect to this one right here to another end of this wire. Same thing here, this small plug right here to another end of this wire, and the top end will connect to this part, the small plug too, same on both sides. Alright, now we saw everything that came in the box. Let me show you where you can get this new full strip tail light for Tesla Model Y. You can get this new full width tail light for Tesla Model Y from Handshow or HAutoPart.com. As you can see here, there's only one version here, which is the yellow turning light. So if you are interested, you can use my special discount code DTC for extra 20% off. So this is the price after the discount. The discount is $142 actually. Alright, now let's go and install it on my Tesla Model Y. Let's start the installation. Let me show you real quick what you need for this installation. So you need a few trim removal tools. This will help removing the tail light, and also a plastic fitting line, so this will help fit the wiring from this part into the tube and then coming out. It's also a socket wrench, the tools to remove the bolt from the tail light, and also a electrical tape. Alright, now let's start the installation with removing all of the sub compartment covers, both of them. Next, you have to remove this plastic trim on the rear trunk. So first, remove the rubber seal on the rear trunk first. And then there's no screw on here, so we just have to pull it out like so. Just pull it straight and the whole thing will come out. After that, we'll have a few plastic clips here we have to remove. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we have to remove this side trim right here. So just again clips no screw at all. Same thing on this side. Okay, so this will have another plastic clips, 1 and 2. Next step here, you have to remove this plastic bar, the one that's labeled RH. These doesn't have any screw again. Just pull it up, and this whole thing will just come up. Same thing on this side. So this will help, you moving this part this way, so that doesn't block from moving this panel out, because you have to access on the inside of the tail light. Next step here, just release this rubber trim on the side, because we have to access this part so we can go in the back. Same thing on this side. As you can see, now we have to ply out. Let's start from this side. You have to ply out and try using the hand. See, they have like a clips on the inside. See, now we have the full access. You don't have to pull the whole thing out entirely. Just make sure you have the access to the screws. That's the plug you have to unplug. Same thing on this side. So you just remove it out. Just pull it out. Just try to remove it using a socket wrench. So I found the bolt size is actually, I think different model years, maybe it's different size bolt. Mine is 5/16. Same thing with the socket wrench. So just use a socket wrench to undo the bolt. So there are actually only 2 bolts on each side. So 1, 2, and then on the inside, the another 2, just the hook to lock the tail light in place. So just remove those 2 bolts. So after it's loose, just use your hand. As you can see, make sure you don't, drop the bolt. Save it here. And same thing on the top one. Just untie it one time, and then just, rest of the way, just use your hand to untie the bolt. Same thing on this side. Now we should be able to, after you losing all those 2 bolts, we should be able to unplug first and then try to remove the tail light. Next, you just unplug the tail light. It's a little hard to show you, and there's like a clipper here. Just remove the lock, then you can just pull it off. As you can see, we are good to remove the bottom outer tail light. First, remove this cap right here first. There you go. So just a cap for this to lock this in place. Keep this, save this cap, because we have to put it back in. After you remove that cap, actually it came out loosened pretty easily, but now we have to ply out. You don't want to break this part right here. Just slowly ply it out. So what I did on this side was just try to wiggle it, top bottom, and slowly wiggle it, and then it's finally will just come out just like this. Same thing on this side. This side seems to be easier, since you can just open this and just keep pulling, and then it should just come out. So basically, what's stuck in here, these are there are 2 metal locks that locks into these 2 right here. Both left and right outer tail light on the bottom is done. Now we have to remove the inner tail light, which is attaching to the rear trunk. So we have to remove the inner plastic trim on the rear trunk first. So first, remove this trim right here. This trim doesn't have any screw. Basically, just slowly pull it down. There you go. So there are a whole bunch of plastic clips. Next, before we able to remove this top piece, there are 2 plastic locking clips. So you have to remove those 2 first. Alright, now we should be able to remove this part to access the upper or inner tail light. So if it's hard to remove, just use one of these two to ply it out. Okay, make sure you don't pull it out all the way because you have to unplug a few things like speaker and the light in the back here. You can see here after the panel came loose, you have to unplug that so you don't pull all the way down. Make sure you unplug that first. After that's unplugged, we can remove entire piece, entire cover out. Now you will have a full access to the inner tail light, so we have to unplug this one and this one right here, and there's one bolt to undo and one bolt here. Should be the same size bolt. Now let's unplug the tail light first. There's a little lock red color right here. You just have to pull it out. Now let's see it there, and then just pull it, unlock. Now after this, after you unlock it, it should just come right out. Right. Now we should be able to undo the screw or the bolt. I'm just gonna use the socket wrench to do it easier. Right now we remove both bolts out. So this one is a little harder to remove. So I just use a plastic plier tool to ply the space. You see that much space, and then use a small flathead screwdriver. Use a flashlight to look. You'll see where the screw what the locking clip is, and just use it to pop close to the locking clips on both sides. Because if you keep plying it on the wrong position, then it won't come out. Now that we got all the original parts out, now let's put the new taillights in. Let's start from the bottom first. So this taillight is a little bit from OEM because the wiring connection is actually outside of the taillight, so you have to put these. So this one right here, the small one, is to connect to the inner taillight, the light bar that is, and then this one is to connect to the main OEM taillight. So you have to put this in to the original space. It's right here, and then just place it in. Make sure all the wiring goes inside, so it doesn't fold on top of the tail light. Now just push it in, and then just put the screws back in. The same bolt that we remove. So these two back in the back of the tail light. So use your hand first. Make sure the bolt doesn't drop in here. This can be really hard to find. And then just use the same tool, the small wrench, and tighten it up. Make sure you tighten it all the way. Now this side's done. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Now the bottom part of the taillight is done. Those taillights that I should be attaching to the body of the car. Now we have to attach the light bar, which is the top part, which attaches to the rear hatch of Model Y. So first thing first, I highly recommend to clean this part in the middle. Now we can attach the light bar in the middle. So same thing here, the connection, it's actually attached to the light bar and has like probably 6 inches length to it. So make sure you thread this connection inside. There's a hole right here, so thread that connection inside. Right now I have both cables went inside, and now we have to open up and make sure all the cable coming in all the way. Otherwise you won't be able to attach the tail light because it will block between tail light and the clips. Remember those metal clips? Before we screw it in, you need to pop these in. See those clips? Use a little force because otherwise it won't go in. You can see here you don't really need the double-sided tape because it will just hold it all together. Looks nice, looks really cool. I love that angular design a little bit, almost like a Cybertruck looking design. Now we just have to put the screw back on, this one screw each, the same way that we took it out. Alright, next we have to run these two wiring, connecting the top, these two tail lights, and then cross here, merge together here, and then goes down here and underneath this rubber seal right here, and then come down here and then split to the left and right. These two are pretty much the same. I measure the same length, so it could go either way. You just have to mark at the end that's coming down so you know which one is right, which one is left. So just use the masking tape or something and just label it. And before we do that, I'll just connect these wiring together with the car and then test out the light first before we go forward. As you can see, I connected back to the car and then connect one end to the top part of the inner tail light, and then one end to the outer tail light, and then connect it back to the car. Same thing on this side here and here. So I'm just gonna put this back and then we'll test out the tail light. And last thing here, we just have to manage the wiring, run across, come down, split, and then connect it back all together. So this is on. Looks really cool. Love that sequential or animation to start the tail light. And then right signal, left signal, emergency light, turn off the light. Alright, it's working, looks really cool. Now we just have to manage all the cable together. Alright, just finished up the wiring process. So as you can see here, I connected to the top or top hash tail light and then just ran along to this side and then connect it here again and then mush it all together, and then comes down here. I just tied it, with the wiring harness of the car and goes in here. Let me show you clear instruction on how to do it. I think Henshaw has it on their website. Let me share that instruction with you.
And then run the fish wire through from the top to the bottom, and from the bottom you'll be fishing this through inside the vehicle roof, and that will allow you to fish it from the actual back of the tail light, corner tail light, to the center of the actual lift gate or tailgate. So again, you want to fish this wire through this conduit from the inner tailgate to the outer corner of tail lights that you just installed. And this allows the sequential turn signal to work. You want to run it through the headliner. So pull it in from the back seat. And once you have it through the back seat, you'll be running it through the back of the trunk, underneath the weather seal, but above the headliner.
And on the right side, easier, just ran alongside the space in between headliner and the body of the car, and just connect back to the main tail light. And I label, you can see I just put a little label, orange label there, that's right hand side or the right side, and Same here, goes here. So it's enough for both sides. You probably have a little bit wiring left in here. You just have to tuck it inside in the back of the tail light area. Plenty of room in there. And then same here, connect to the main tail light and then connect back in the car. And that's it. We are done with the wiring. We just have to put everything back together, and then I'll show you the whole finishing look of the taillight. Alright, last but not least, just need to put this cap on both sides to lock it in place again. Same thing on this side. Okay, so the cap should face this angle because this will close. Push right here. Same thing. So just make sure face on the inside up, and that's it. Alright, now let me show you the overall look of this awesome new full width tail lights.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their
Right, wow, I love how this new tail light turned out. Looks so good, especially with the lights on, of course, and it gives that, I would say, Audi e-tron vibe to the lights, which is just really cool. Let me turn on the lights again. Here you go. You see how it looks when it's on. It looks really, really awesome. Love the overall look of the lights, and this part, I think looks so much better than the first generation, and it's a lot easier to install too because it's one single piece. You just have to secure one screw here, and it's pretty much done. And the hardest part is just to connect, from the inner, which is the one that attached to the rear hatch, to the outer lights, which is the one that attached to the body of the car. Looks so good. I love the look so far, and you see it flush, really good quality. It doesn't look out of place at all. And remember, this part we don't have to put any adhesive on it, just stick on, and it follows the shape of the curve of the rear of Model Y really well. And as you can see, it shouldn't block the camera at all, but let me show you real quick the rear view or the backup camera. So I put it in reverse, and this is the camera. See, it doesn't block at all. That black little line right there, that is the tail light. Otherwise, looks pretty much the same to me. Also like the look of the blinker or turn signal. As you can see, super clean, thin line. It's not quite sequential as this one. As you can see, it's moving. This one, but this one is syncing together with both lights. That's why you have to connect those four together, and also the starting animation, so it's all connected as well. Looks really cool. Love the look, especially this part right here in the middle, long striped. Just looks like Cybertruck. I guess the tail light of the Cybertruck, just that one stripe. But this one looks so much better than the tail light of the Cybertruck because that thing looks too plain in my opinion. But yeah, looks really, really good. Let me show you what it looks like at night. And here what it looks like at night. As you you can see, the starting animation looks really cool. Now turn left, left turn, right turn, emergency, stop, brake, and back up. So there's a backup light, as you can see, those are white. As you can see in the video, this new full width tail light looks really cool, and it's actually a lot easier to install than the first generation, because this one piece instead of actually 5 different pieces. So this one only has 3 pieces. Let me know in the comment down below what you think about this new tail light. I really like it so far, and I'll make sure to put the link in the description down below and special discount code for you too. Thank you so much guys for watching today's video. Make sure to click like if you like the video. Make sure to subscribe for more awesome contents like this. See you on the next video. Peace.